Alright, so we saw Fakwa Sonko Echo at the higher possible TV. So, Pacha, we are new to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. I like it, I share video. Send a year that the political issues in Ghana. The moon is a possible TV. There we are the best. Medini Joseph Tano, the host for today's program. Many can say audio be a trendy people social media highways. So I mean, per se, best say radio. Any day, quite so.
No one can say as for
and even legally. That is why you see. That's why Brahma Maliba, the lawyer, will come out and come and speak because legally, Bernard, you cannot expel anybody from a voluntary organization. And here in the preamble of the Constitution is there. It is a voluntary political association. So nobody expels anybody from a voluntary association.
Before we go back on the ground.
And then he said, let me come. Then he says that when he was speaking, he said anti-party conduct. Mm-hmm. What is more anti-party, Bernard?
Benjamin, it is.
Sorry, Benjamin, forgive me. So Benjamin, what is more anti-party than using the party's name to go to the Supreme Court and lie to Ghanaians that you had won an election when you had no evidence? And today, it's not Anyidoho who is saying it, because there's a God who rules in the affairs of men. Johnson Kojo Nketia has now told the whole Republic of Ghana that he perjured, and perjury is a crime under the criminal code. You went, and I believe in the Bible. So when people hold the Bible and swear, I want to take them seriously. Asiedu Nketia swore on the Bible that he was going to tell the truth, nothing but the truth. Went into that Supreme Court, apparently lied to the Republic of Ghana 2 years down the line because he wants to become national chairman and thinks that he can pour debt on Uvuswampofo. Today he's telling us that the party didn't have any pink sheets. So what is more anti-party conduct than that, and anti-Ghanaian? When this constitution says that we must respect the constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
But to be fair to him, you know that he puts it into context. He has come to accept that tape, not a leak.
He can't run away from it.
But the point is, he says that the party had depended on Uvuswampofo, citing one of the reasons he's contesting him, to come up with the evidence. And that is how Griffith, the IT director and all of that come in, and that they had failed. They knew they had some grounds, but Uvuswampofo failed to coordinate that, which is why they were empty-handed, so to speak.
Article 26 of the NDC's constitution, this is the General Secretary. 25 talks about the national chairman. And let me just, for education purposes, so the national chairman, among others, at any other time, the national chairman is also the leader of the party, especially as we're in a position now. So we don't have a flag bearer.
Right.
So the national chairman is also the chairman and the leader.
Right.
It started from Obeda Samuel, Dr. Obeda Samuel, Dr. Kwabena J, Mr. Podufe, today Samuel Uvuswampofo. So it's nothing new.
Right.
So it's part of. Then the general secretary, B, one of his key functions is for the coordination of party organization and campaigns. So the campaign, every campaign is coordinated by the general secretary. Is he passing the buck? So if a vice chairman, or for that matter, a director of elections, couldn't get you results, whose fault is it? And I have been deputy before. You see, in 2016, Benjamin, he left the headquarters. That's Asiedu Nketia.
Right.
Saying he was going to vote in Sekwa, his village. That's where his vote is. And I want to grant him that. He arrives in Accra, apparently. I am Deputy General Secretary. I'm at the headquarters in charge of operations. So the whole team is there. We are collating results. General Secretary goes to vote in Sekwa, comes back. Decides not to pass by the headquarters to pick up what the sit rep is in his absence. The next moment, the General Secretary is seen with the President, the Commander-in-Chief, and the flag bearer of the NDC, conceding defeat without informing the party headquarters. Now, we were collating results based on which I came up with a comfortable lead press conference. And in that press conference, I never said we had won the elections. I said based on results collated up until that point. As regards the presidential, His Excellency President John Mahama was in a comfortable lead. That's the point that I made. Now the General Secretary goes to corner the President, Benjamin, and they concede defeat. Do you know that up to today, nobody in the party knows the basis on which they consider the defeat. Nobody knows what figure. We were collating some figures at headquarters. Fault it all you want, but we were collating results. Now the flag bearer, the president, and the general secretary of the party, who is the campaign manager, they go and concede defeat, and they have still not told us the basis on which they consider the defeat. On what figures? That was 2016. Fast forward to 2020, he does the same thing. Now he runs to the Supreme Court. 2 years down the line, he wants to blame everybody, and suddenly Offisapofu is MPP, Griffiths is MPP, Koku Anyidoho is MPP. Everybody else is MPP apart from me. Well, I mean, the NDC now, certainly we are in the middle of a certain ocean. How we swim ashore, or how we, cross the tempestuous aspect of the turbulence is what will determine whether the ship shall sink as deep as the Titanic sank and never be recovered, or we can save the ship. And for me, there's this saying that I've always held on to, that when the ship is sinking, forget about the captain's wife and think about the sinking ship. When the ship is sinking, forget about the captain's wife. Think about the sinking ship. Once you save the ship, the captain's wife will be saved.
Who's the captain's wife here?
Well, it's proverbial talk.
Right.
That when the ship is sinking and there's an iceberg right there, you can see it. You don't go looking for the captain's wife to save the captain's wife. At that time, let the captain's wife maybe try and save herself. Let's save the ship. Then the captain's wife will also be saved. So there we are, National Democratic Congress. This morning, as I would normally do, I drove past the Accra Sports Stadium. I was there between 7:15 a.m. Just to be sure that when I come into the studio, I can speak to specifics. And by the time I got in there, the Ghana police seemed to be lining up.
Right.
Yeah, lining up very well.
So there was a heavy police presence already.
Right from, by 7:15, right from the Osu Cemetery end. I entered through the Osu Cemetery end. They allowed me, then drove past the frontage of the stadium, then did it up to the main gate, then exited through Independence Square, and just as we say in the military palace, did a proper recce.
Right.
And so what I'm seeing now in terms of a certain high level of sobriety doesn't surprise me. So basically, I think this is how we expected it to be, considering what happened at the Youth Congress and Women's Congress a week ago. And let me just reel back into Youth Women's Congress. For Hanabisio, this will be the first time any woman has won it back to back.
Right.
Yeah.
Dr. Hanabisio.
Dr. Louisa Hanabisio, because when we began the whole reorganization process after the defeat in 2000, the first woman organizer was Frances Esiam.
Who later left the party.
Then we gave it to Antema Benuado. May her soul rest in peace.
And she was a very strong one.
Yeah. So that's how we came in 2008.
Bringing up the caucus in the central region and all of that.
And of course, President Bose made her regional minister when Victory walked his way. Then Anita Dusoso got it. Then Hajia Joyce Mahama. Then Hanabisio. For the youth, Haruna had done it back to back already. He too got it. He got it in Pram, then got it in Belgatanga again. And then, so that's the history of the Youth and Women's Congress. As it is, we are hearing that the youth in particular has been injuncted. And so, as would have been the norm, so the Georgia Parado may, if the legal suit stands, may not be sworn in.
Right.
After today's
I mean, per what the court has told us, so Broja Jemfi,
that was the contestant. He contested
yes.
Opariado.
NSDL Broja Jemfi has claimed that he shouldn't be recognized. That is Pablo, that is George Opariado, shouldn't be recognized because the election was marred by glaring manipulations, as he puts it. And for that reason, that injunction stands, and we'll see how the party handles that situation.
Well, I mean, this is the constitution of the party, Benjamin, and I always work with it. And I recall when I was campaigning 4 years ago, this is all I went around with, because it's important that we understand what the constitution stands for. That's the only way the party can grow. And so if this is the preamble of the constitution says that we, the members of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, inter alia, determined to provide a framework of voluntary political association within which Ghanaians from all walks of life and from different traditions can surmount their differences and contribute democratically to the shaping of this new society. Resolved to uphold the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, approved by the national referendum held on the 28th of April 1992,
right,
and committed to freedom, justice, and accountability. So this is the NDC. This is the preamble. And so it's a voluntary political association, certainly not a cult worshipping any deity. And so nobody sits on top of the political party as a deity. And certainly it's not a cult. It's a voluntary political association.
Are there any individuals who are becoming...
No, I
noticed you at a point when Rashid spoke about these.
Exactly.
There was that rhetoric. You were nodding vigorously. Are there people that are becoming deities in the party?
Well, when it gets to the point when it becomes, a bit asphyxiating, and it's as if you don't...
Suffocating, huh?
Suffocating, exactly. And it's as if when you don't kowtow to or pander to a certain personality, and so that makes you a sinner. It's a bit worrisome, because look, Benjamin, the founder of the party, when he lived, his wife was contested at the Sunyani Congress. Nobody stopped her, right? She was contested.
She contested at her mills.
Right. The party took a decision. The founder was there that day in Sunyani. His wife lost. He congratulated. He moved on.
She went on and formed the NDP.
That is allowed. That's allowed. It's a voluntary association, so you can walk out voluntarily if you so wish. But when it's becoming, and I'm sure as we progress, we will speak to specifics, especially the current general secretary and that tape of his which has come out.
We'll definitely have about it.
So damaging,
right?
When the thing seems to revolve around only one personality. And so even if he, the general secretary, after 16, 17, 18 years, begins to abuse the constitution because he's pandering to one personality, for me, I will get worried. And that is why I will walk into your studios respectfully with the constitution, so that when we're having the broad discussion, nobody says that Koku is anti-anybody. I'm not anti-anybody. I am pro-NDC when it comes to the political party structure. Right. But then, of course, ultimately, I am pro-Republic of Ghana.
Let me find out from you. I'm sure a lot of people are curious. I mean, under normal circumstances, you probably would have been on the grounds at the Accra Sports Stadium. Just hold for me. At the Accra Sports Stadium, as a bigwig, or should I say former bigwig in the party. Are you still a member of the NDC? I mean, it's a question a lot of us have been asking ourselves, especially after the statements on social media and the letters that came from the NDC signed by Asiedu and Nketia. Tell me, are you a member of the NDC?
I am. Straight to the point, I am.
How is that possible? The party has, so to speak, expelled you, expunged your name from...
I like that. I like your phrasing, so to speak. It is Asiedu and Nketia who today...
No, it's the party.
No, it's not the party, hold on. Because apart from Asiedu and Nketia, Abraham Amaleba, who is the director legal, subsequently has come out in the public space and said, as far as he is concerned, as the director of legal, Samuel Koku Anyidoho has not been expelled from the NDC.
I've not heard this. Maybe I mean, respectfully, I haven't. But the point is, the point, even if he said that,
yes,
on whose, it's one thing speaking for yourself, you know that. personal opinion versus speaking on behalf of the party. And the official person to do that is the CEO of the party, which is Johnson Asiedu Nketia.
And he said that he, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, has expelled me based on what?
I don't think, even if I remember the phraseology, I can look for that. But he didn't say that he was expelling you, so to speak. He said the party, and they mentioned that they cited the grounds. You were bringing the party into disrepute and all of that with your comments, with your actions, continually, that they had tried engaging you and all of that. I mean, all of that was there. So how can it be?
Nobody tried engaging me. I went for him as his deputy for 4 years. I know his modus operandi. And so I wasn't going to fall for it at all. What he loves to do is to provoke.
I see.
Oh yeah, and if you fall for the provocation, that's when he goes back and he'll make mockery of you.
When you fall for it, then he bites you.
So even in that supposed letter of expulsion, when I saw it somewhere, because nobody has handed over any official letter to me, to date, my brother, to date. First of all, nobody invited me for any meeting. Then he says a letter. Now, when I cited that letter, because he put it on social media, even my surname, Anyidoho, was spelled wrongly. Now, knowing Mosquito, assuming I had fallen for the bait, because don't forget that I've been in this party for me to, as we say in the Pidgin Parlance, me to I did. Nobody held my hands into the NDC. PNDC, growing up in Burma camp, seeing the revolution, seeing Rawlings, then the NDC joining it. So it is a personal thing. Anyway. So he puts it out, and apparently, in that period, 1 or 2 people had been provoked to say they had left the NDC.
On account of your...
No. There was some general turbulence in that space. And so some 2 individuals, for whatever reason, decided that they had opted out of the NDC. For some reason, Nketia thought that, let's provoke Koku, for him also to walk out of the NDC. And if you listen to me, and I've said consistently, my brother, I have stated every time. That's why today I'm in the colors. I wish Nketia could have walked into the studio right now and taken this shirt away from me and say, Maza, why are you in NDC colors? Because it is haram. It's ridiculous. First of all,
but that is stretching. Even if the party expels you, so to speak, there's still no